Hey everybody, what's going on? Well, we went out today, had a great brunch. Actually, Lisa, we got to do a video from that spot next week. Anyway, for our little brunch spot we found today. Anyway, not the point. Chadwick's, yeah. Anyway, we didn't make a whole lot of video or pictures or anything today while we were out, but I always like to do some kind of video on Sunday. So real quick, we're big meat eaters, super meat eaters. Like eat beef every day. I'd say minimum once a day, if not 2 or 3 times a day. So, but we travel all the time. The best way to cook beef, in my opinion, is always going to be to grill it. Sometimes that's not an option. Like right now, we're living in an apartment up in Virginia. We don't have a grill. We don't have access to a grill. So I just thought to show you real quick for those of y'all that get in this situation, or maybe you don't really know how to prepare a steak that well. Maybe you don't eat that much beef. I'm going to show you some really easy tips to make your meat turn out way better than if you just grab it and kind of brawl it or throw it in a pan or whatever else. These are simple things everybody can do, so let's take a look. So if you follow me on Instagram or maybe even Facebook, you might have caught it yesterday, I had a picture. I had seasoned a couple of cuts of meat. Now this is important, not that I season the meat, I'll get to that in a second. The quality of the meat is what matters. Look, if you just go to like some, you know, if you're gonna get leftover meat, then be prepared for it to taste like old meat. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying old as in age. I'm saying like something's been sitting out in the refrigerator, in a store, or whatever. Now these right here, got a nice looking little porterhouse and a really small strip steak. This doesn't eat near as much beef as I do. I try to probably go through, I don't know, what, a couple pounds a day right now of beef. Lisa probably around maybe what, 8 to 12 ounces at the most. Anyway, so these right here, these are both Angus. There's nothing super special about this, not Wagyu beef or anything like that. We'll show some more later in the week. We do have some really cool beef, some new beef we hadn't tried before. But it's just a good porterhouse, grass-fed, grain-finished Angus beef. This is a porterhouse, like I say, a small strip. And I did season these yesterday. And what I did, I took these out, I seasoned them yesterday, I wrapped them back up, put them in a refrigerator, and before we left this morning, I laid these out so they'd get just about to room temperature. That's how I like to start mine, it's about room temperature. Okay, let's talk about how we're gonna cook this, because like I said before, we're in our apartment, I have access to a grill. In fact, I only have an electric stove top here. Not a huge deal. Look, what you do need to get is a decent saucepan, right? Not really, you understand what I'm saying? Any kind of pan will work. What I was telling Lisa this day, you want to get something that's pretty heavy. Don't get something thin aluminum or anything like that. You want something that'll hold some heat. So that's your first deal. And then whatever kind of media you want to kind of cook your steak in. What I like to use is olive oil. Olive oil is not like, it doesn't have the burn resistance like say peanut oil's got, but it also doesn't have the weird taste that peanut oil will give a steak. You definitely don't want to do butter. I used to do butter when I would do this when I was younger, and the butter will inevitably burn, and it's just going to leave a little weird taste of seasonings in your steak. You can always put some butter afterwards if you like that on your steak. I've got to where I don't. But what we're going to do is put a little olive oil in our pan, just enough to coat it. We're not trying to fry the steak, okay? We're just trying to sear it, but we want something like that. And I'm going to kick the heat up almost all the way up, like 3/4 of the way hot. So one thing I'm going to do that's going to seem a little unnecessary if I don't explain. I'm actually going to not cook these steaks at the same time. They're really different cuts. When I say different cuts, I mean the strip steak's really thin and small, and the porterhouse, of course, is a good bit thicker and larger. I'm going to cook the porterhouse first and get it just the way I want it. I'm going to set it aside and let it rest, and then I'm going to cook Lisa's strip. That's so I don't have to try to pay attention to 2 pieces of meat at one time in a small pan and trying to share heat, yada, yada, yada. You kind of get my drift. Not necessary, just something I like to do. Okay, so got our olive oil in the pan, pretty damn hot right now. What I do is grab our first cut and just throw it right in, and make sure, I'm going to twist it, make sure that olive oil is coated that thing all the way around. Now, this right here is a pretty thick cut of meat. I am going for a rare to medium rare. I don't want it super cold inside, like a true rare, but I definitely don't want any of the redness out of it. So I'm going to let it set on one side roughly a minute before I flip it. Just real quick while it's cooking, I want to show you another trick that may not help you out. We've actually got some sweet potatoes cooking in the oven. And what I've done is thrown a plate or 2 in there. what that's going to do when I pull this steak off, I don't have to put it on a cold plate, and that cold plate pull any heat out of the meat. So just like I say, not necessary. Just one of the little things that lends to the overall finished product. Okay, so this thing's been kind of searing on this side for about a minute. Let's grab it with some tongs. You can just pick it up with your hand if you want, if you're a real man, not like me. But anyway, flip this over and make sure I get it really well coated on this side. Same thing. We're gonna let that sear off really well for about a minute. I'll kind of touch it, feel it. Yeah, see, the meat's firming up on the outside just a little bit, but it still feels nice and soft and rare on the inside. So about a minute, we'll let it set on this side. Okay, while that's finishing, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my plate out of the oven real quick and set it right beside it, just so I don't have to try to deal with this when I'm getting my steak off. Okay, about a minute later, I'm gonna grab this joker. This looks pretty good. Yep, this is perfect. And we're gonna set this right over here on a plate. I'm actually gonna cover that with some foil. So, well, Lisa's gonna cover it because she's right here. And we're gonna do a smaller one real quick. So let me grab. Okay, so finished cooking our meat, and Lisa, how long do you usually let them rest for? About 10 to 15 minutes? Yeah. So Lisa's saying about 10 to 15 minutes. I'll be honest with y'all, Lisa cooks most of the meat in the house, so I'm just better looking on video. Anyway. So we did always, if you're not an alcohol drinker, I understand, but if you are, it's always nice to pair a nice red with your meat. We prefer a Cabernet Sauvignon, and we actually got one today we hadn't tried before. It's called Carnivore, appropriately. So we're gonna try this right now. I'm not some kind of wine connoisseur or anything, so I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what it tastes like and how I'd rate it and all that shit. But wine's got alcohol, goes great with red meat, and it's delicious. So hey. Anyway, hey guys, so we let our meat rest for a little while. I'm actually gonna pull this off right now, take a look at it on our cutting board. That's why I got Lisa running the camera. I want to try to deal with it. I'm gonna tell you, this looks wonderful to me. May not to you, but tough shit. So anyway, those of y'all know porterhouse, we got a strip over here and a fillet over here. Porterhouse is different than T-bone in that the fillet is larger. So let's see what we got here. Ooh, she's nice and pretty. Now the good thing about letting your meat rest for a while, the heat kind of pushes through it. So I don't know if y'all can you see that on camera really well? Got a nice, and this wasn't a really dark cut of meat, so this is nice rare to medium rare right here. It's not hot inside at all. It's still nice and red through the center. This is going to be delicious. So I hope this has helped you. If you don't have a grill, if you want to cook steak, it's just an easy way to do things that you can do. Pretty much anybody's got all this stuff in their kitchen. Just remember, quality of meat is the most thing that matters. Season your steak right. Season it however you want. That's why I didn't go through seasoning. Everybody's got their different tastes. Couple of don'ts. Don't cook your steak too long. Don't put steak sauce on your steak. People, it's an abortion. It's rude. Don't do that. Rude. Don't do that when you go somewhere. Anyway, love each and every one of y'all. Y'all have a good day. I hope you enjoyed this. Peace out.